This is my informative speech, and I am doing it on Hinduism. The followers of Hinduism are so incredibly devoted spiritually to their religion. Their whole life is based around worship. But with a religion such as Christianity, it's sometimes hard to figure out who is exactly a true follower. But with Hinduism, its followers are completely devoted to achieving their way of salvation. Karma is a very important issue to be kept in mind for the best result of salvation, or everyday life, really. Bhakti can be defined as an extreme devotion and remembrance to a god. If the follower is without faith, it would be useless to even try and follow this path, or any path for that matter. Bhakti Marga is one of the 3 ways to salvation according to Hinduism. Salvation by Bhakti Marga is achieved by pure devotion, emotional attachment, and unwavering love to a personal god or deity by choosing this path. Bhakti originally started out by being written into poems for Shiva and Vishnu. Poets wanted the idea and theology spread around to gain more followers, and they traveled from place to place spreading their work. The poets were called Alvars, which I would classify as prophets, basically. The places that were deeply influenced by the Alvars' work had temples built for worship. Before this spreading came about, salvation was only open for people of high classes, or castes, such as Brahmins, but this left salvation available to anyone who would follow it. The poems consisted of words that would be thought to have been said by a ruler or a king. Rituals are completed to assure and to show devotion by singing praise, wearing certain items or images, and repeating the name of the god or traveling to a specific sacred place associated with the god are some of the common practices. Sacrifices are also made to the god. The Bhakti movement reminds me a lot of the Protestant Reformation into Christianity. I have spent some time studying the poetry and literature that originally spread this religious practice. I loved reading the poets' writing because I feel like it brought me closer to actually understanding how its followers feel. Of course, I will never completely understand the level of personal spirituality of each follower, but I can tell you how this could impact someone into following this sect of religion. The poets were often philosophers who devoted their life to communicating with gods and higher beings. These teachings also opened up a wide variety of interpretations among the people, just like in any religion. If I were to follow Hinduism, I would choose this path of Bhakti Marga to follow salvation. First of all, religions that are very spiritually centered just amaze me. The fact that someone can surrender themselves to a religion, just, I don't know, it amazes me. Like, you are giving your life to this god or this higher being, and you dedicate every single moment and every single action of every day is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. Spirituality plays a huge role in this religion, and especially in the way of Bhakti Marga. I am a follower of Christianity and have been raised in a very religious family. Even then, it is sometimes hard for me to completely concentrate on my prayers or while I'm at church, or if I have something on my mind that's bothering me. In Christianity, you can fake it and make it look like you are a follower, but of course God knows whether you are a true follower or not. But I feel like it wouldn't be as easy to fake being a follower of Hinduism. In my opinion, it would take way more effort to make yourself appear religious. I feel that Hindu followers think that they have a deeper connection with their God than they think that Christian followers do, considering everyone worships one God. If I were a Hindu, I would think that at least. When I first started reading about Bhakti Marga, I originally thought that this was just completely different than any way of worship to God. But then the more I thought about it, it is pretty well the same concept, just to a personal God. I go to church and I sing praise, I wear cross necklaces, I pray, which is more or less the path to Bhakti Marga. Except I do not completely devote to my religion. I don't give myself to my religion like I should. It's hard to realize just how Bhakti Marga's followers are basing their life around their beliefs when I am not completely surrendered to my God. The presence I feel at Mass, which is Catholic Church, is the same sort of spiritual awareness I feel that Hindus feel while practicing their rituals. Christianity is centered around one God, where, according to Bhakti Marga, you worship a God according to your preferences. Studying Hinduism and Bhakti Marga in particular has made me realize just how broadly similar that some religions are. Before I studied this, I always assumed that Hinduism is completely different than my beliefs, but it's really not. Just like any other religion, it has its monumental differences, such as the many gods that are worshipped, whereas I only worship one. If I didn't believe in God, or if I didn't belong to the Christian community, I would consider Hinduism as a personal, I don't know, as a possible religion that I would follow. The reason I think this is that because of the similarity between Hinduism and Christianity. Bhakti Marga is very well the same and very close to the Christian way of salvation. I'm not sure if I would follow any of the other paths instead, but I feel like this would be my first choice. But knowing me, I would end up changing my mind along the way and trying to find a path that I thought was better for me or better suited me. The one part of salvation, of the salvation paths in Bhakti Marga, that I'm confused and unsure about is the fact that there are multiple ways to gain salvation. My personal beliefs differ from the fact that there are multiple ways to salvation. I have grown up being taught that I must be baptized and be loyal to God and follow His 10 Commandments to be able to go to heaven. But according to Hinduism, you can just follow whichever path suits you. You have way more freedom in picking your way to salvation in Hinduism rather than in Christianity, although there are many interpretations of salvation to each individual Christian. You must have good karma and excel spiritually. In my opinion, karma is like the commandments, although it's not a written set of rules, but it is still the underlying incentive to do good and to not cause harm. Whatever you do will come back around to you.